Are you happy? Seriously, are you happy? Because if you're not right now, join the club. So many of us focus on progressing, we focus on building, we focus on moving forward, we focus on words like momentum and progress and goals and achievement. But what does that mean? What does that mean when you're not getting sleep, when you're not spending time with loved ones, when you're not being able to walk your dog, feel good, eat good, and take care of yourself? Truth is, in 2020, a lot of us are struggling with this work-life balance thing because work is life and life is work when you can't leave the confines of your home. So what do? Got to flip the script and look at it differently. So many times we think of all this extra time as progress, all this extra time as opportunity, all this extra time as something that we can utilize, a tool to move us forward. A tool that's gifted to us, no different than a birthday present on your 5th birthday. But when we look at it, it's the same thing we had yesterday. It's the same thing that we had last year. It's the same thing that we had when we were 5 years old. We choose what we do with it. When you remove yourself and obsess over progress and you obsess over achievement and accomplishment and materialistic things, it's going to be a very hollow life that you're living. It's going to get you into a place where nothing's good enough. Nothing feels like an achievement. Nothing feels good. Happiness comes from within. And one thing I know that I want to talk to you guys about is mental health. One thing that I want to talk to you guys about is accomplishing something that makes you feel good and is fulfilling rather than just what your parents want, just what your homies encourage you to do, just what a vanity number like subscribers or followers or email contacts is going to do for you. No amount of money in your bank account is going to solve all your problems, I can tell you firsthand. Although I haven't ever had all the money in the world in my bank account, I've had enough to know that between $70,000 and $300,000 is not a whole big difference when you're not right in the head, when you're fucked up and you're dealing with some shit. When you're projecting your problems on others to try to find what's wrong with you is when you need to look in the mirror and kind of take a step back. Mental health is nothing to joke about. It's nothing to exploit for some views. So if you're not watching this with the intent of getting something out of it, just watch something else, because I'm just having a conversation with my people right now. When we go out to try to build, when we go out outside of our comfort zone, right? Outside of that realm of, normality, normalcy, whatever the word is. It's scary, man. It's lonely. It's real lonely. I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of good people in my life because I've been so obsessed all throughout my adult life. Probably back in high school, I was obsessed with being the next Barry Sanders. At probably about 5'5" at the time. He was somebody I looked up to. And I wanted nothing more than to become a very, very successful football player. That's all I did. Played with my friends, played JV and varsity football, wanted to go to college. But I overlooked the importance of the accessory actions in my life in order to do so. True story, I was academically ineligible most of my junior and senior year because I just messed around. I didn't do homework. I barely graduated high school. I wasn't able to play. No different than if you're making music, if you're going out there trying to build an Instagram and you're lacking in every other area in your life, you're not going to be able to play because those things are all part of the balanced universe. If your work-life balance is so turned over on its head that you don't remember what life feels like, it's time to flip that shit around, man. Because life is what you live, work is what you do. If you can fuse the two together to where your life is happy and work is part of it, then you're on the right track. That's when you know you're doing the right thing. But if you go into college, if you working on music when you get home from work, if this stuff is stressing you out more than bringing you joy, why? We got to dig deep. Is it a lack of communication with actual people face to face because of COVID? Are you unable to travel back to see your family maybe? Are people not calling you as much or texting you as much because we're all going into a social cocoon and not talking to anyone? Is that bothering you? Is it bothering you that every time you turn on TV, you turn on the internet, you open an app on your phone, you're bombarded with negativity, you're bombarded with opinion-based news reporting, you're bombarded with political banter? Is that having a negative effect on you? Because I know very well that if I step out of bed into a pile of shit, it's going to mess up my day. Same goes for if you reach for your phone in the first 3 minutes of your day and you open up and you're absorbing that shit, it's going to have the same effect. except you can't clean it off like the bottom of your foot. You have to try to just let it brush off your back. And some people, maybe some of you guys, are really good at that. But like me, I try to avoid it at all costs, because my creativity the night before, the things that are keeping me up, the things I'm excited about, can all go out the window once these things infect me the wrong way. Your life should look like a beautiful painting that you spent years, your entire life, painting at the end of it. And so often we're so quick to rush that painting that we don't get the time and attention that it deserves to really practice our craft, to really get good with the brush strokes, become an artist. I think living life in a very beautiful way, not trying to sound cheesy, is becoming a talented artist. Being able to balance your time with your family and your friends and your kids and your finances and your investments and your creativity, all circling back into one core cause, one core fulfillment, one core purpose. So if you're feeling a little bit discouraged right now, we all are. I feel discouraged every day, and I got to lift myself up and say, you know what? It's not a bad day. It's not a bad life. It's not a bad opportunity. It's how I'm looking at things. If you're eating like crap, I know a lot of us have fallen into that trap as well. We go to Taco Bell and KFC and Wendy's and McDonald's, and I'm not saying that one meal is bad, but when you're feeding these preservatives, when you're feeding these unbalanced meals into your body, it messes with your psyche. Have you ever eaten a dozen donuts and then felt like crap for a couple days? I have. In fact, I have the other day. It wasn't a dozen, but close to. I said, I can't keep doing that to my body. I don't feel good. Life is all about feeling good. If you don't know why you're making music, figure it out. If you don't know why you're going to school to become an engineer, figure it out. If you don't know why it feels so guilty and so bad to listen to your parents or do what they tell you to do. Now, obviously, if you're like 12 watching this right now, I'm on a little bit different level than you. So what I'm talking about is when the pressures of family and friends become too heavy and you start living for them and not living for yourself. We need to have the balance of work and life be one, succinct, to where it feels good. We can have mental clarity. We can refresh, meditate. We can kind of just clear the air and enjoy the breeze, enjoy the summer day. If you're not able to do that, we have to reset. That might mean take a week off. Don't watch any TV. Don't watch any YouTube videos. Read, go outside, walk around, go to the gym, talk to people you haven't talked to before, or in a long time for that matter. If you're not doing that on a regular basis, guys, you're kind of falling out of sync with what life is all about. It's about variety. It's about making intentional promises to people and intentional actions to bring your life into theirs. It's all about the social human interaction. It's all about the human experience, as they say. I want to know in the comments below if you've been dealing with a little bit of desperation, a little bit of depression, and let me know in the comments below if this is something that you're struggling with, if this is something that you're working your way through, and together we can actually do this. So watch this video next if you want a little bit more encouragement on a different day. Watch this video or wherever it is if you want to move forward. Join the channel family here. Let's get through this together. Click the bell icon to be notified. I'll see you over on Instagram. I appreciate you watching.